true. Got to send shouts out to my boys, cause them boys is... All right. Now, all the girls that's coming to the 69 party, y'all get ready for some of that. Cause if you don't, you got to be. Cause here we come. And from this point on,
don't talk, just listen.
And Mr. Lemonhead.
Give me a funky bass drop.
Zoe Ball back for the show.
Yoo-hoo! Good morning, gang. How are you? So lovely to see Owain Wynne Evans. He always calls me by my full name. I like it. Most people call me other things, as you can imagine. Lovely to see him in the building with his crew next door. Pop in, Owain. Pop in. Have you got any cookies, by the way? No, I'm being good. Welcome to Thursday, gang. How are you all? Today, we want to hear about your pets who love Radio 2. The story of the huge pop star hanging out with Peppa Pig, and more of our A-list listeners, or A-listeners as we're calling. Big shout out to Demi Moore, who messaged me yesterday, listens to the show. Plus we will have a 7:33. Jay's here for the quiz, and madness. Oh, Suggs popping by. Yes, for some complete madness and brand new music from the band. Plus, we're going in strong, okay? And I need your one-word moods, people.
I'll do the mutilation mambo with you. The mutilation mambo with you. And you'll find out before the dance is through just what the mutilation mambo can do. We'll be moving to the rhythm all around the floor. We'll put the other dancers in the shade as I swing my elbow round and break your jaw before I dislocate your shoulder blade. I'll pirouette and punch you right between the eyes. Then I'll give your neck a little twist. I'll make your bottom lip expand to twice its size while beating out the tempo with my fist. I'll do the mutilation mambo with you. The mutilation mambo with you. And you'll find out before the dance is through just what the mutilation mambo can do. When you hear the music, you will find me there, doing things I like to do a lot, like dragging you across the table by your hair and tying both your legs up in a knot. First I'll break your fingers, then I break your toes, and as I slowly pull your bones apart, I'll cauliflower your ears and then I'll break your nose. Then we'll both go right back to the start, and I'll do the mutilation mambo with you. The mutilation mambo with you. And you'll find out before the dance is through just what the mutilation mambo can do. Ooh, I could rumba on your ribs. I'll do the mutilation mambo with you. The mutilation mambo with you. And you'll find out before the dance is through just what the mutilation mambo can do. I can cha-cha on your chin, bossa nova on your back, tango on your teeth, samba on your spine.
Mike is very happy. Zoe Ball, take a bow. Bat out of hell. What a way to start a show. This and a strong black coffee was just what I needed for my long road trip to Leeds. Let's hear it for Mike. There's a little gang here this morning. Jules Holland is here, Harvey Keitel, and Owain Wynne Evans.
Hello. How are we, Zoe Ball?
Actually, Harvey Cook. I just called him Harvey Keitel. And not Jules Holland. It is Jules Lang. Jules Lang.
Yes,
Jules Lang. Owain, you're here and you're in a coat.
I'm in a coat. Well, you see, the thing is, I'm very bad at knowing what to wear. So I could just go for in life, I go for more is more.
You do. I always think your wardrobe is fabulous.
Thank you, darling. That's very kind. But this rubber coat, I'm going to say it's rubber. Harvey, what do you think, Harvey?
It has a rubber feel.
It's sort of rubbery coat. Not great. It's sort of
Painting an amazing image, by the way, right now. It's like a
gorgeous.
Coat.
Oh, a rubber coat. Listen to that.
But what colour would you call that, Jules? Is that like a...
It's blush.
Blush?
Blush.
Okay.
Do you like that?
Pinky lilac, yeah.
Pinky lilac.
It does
Beautifully done.
clash rather hideously with my ginger hair.
But I'm all out for it. It's made my eyes go slightly wonky, but I love it. How are you having fun in London town?
Oh, Zoe, I'm having a lovely time. Always have such a gorgeous welcome here in London, and always lovely to see you all as well, of course.
And it's lovely to see, because obviously we just normally hand over because you're down there in Cardiff. Can we come to Cardiff one day and do the show?
Listen, there is an open invitation for you to attend the Broadcasting Boudoir.
Okay.
I'll get you a Broadcasting
Can we
Boudoir.
all fit
Only got dried coffee there.
Yeah.
Only dried coffee, I'm afraid.
Oh, we've had a coffee machine debate. We think ours is terrible. You think ours is great.
I love yours. Yours is fancy. It's got the coffee beans in it and everything.
But BBC Radio was this like well flash. When we got there, I was given my own cup.
Wow.
Really? You don't get that here.
Well, I don't get that every day. I don't know why I don't have one, but obviously you get the special treatment, Zoe, which you deserve, darling.
I seriously do not. Oh, well, it's lovely to see you, and I love the fact you use my full name.
Zoe Ball.
It's Zoe Ball.
I love you calling me
school.
O's the other day as well.
O's. It's the cutest. Does everyone call you O's?
It's what all my friends and family call me. Yeah,
Are we
O's.
allowed to call you O's?
Of course you are. Your friends and family, darling.
With showbiz friends. Yeah, is that okay?
Showbiz friends.
He walks out of here, he's like, oh, that woman.
That's Zoe Ball.
That woman. Okay, shall we play the Sugar Babes? When the rain comes, it's okay. Owain will be in his blush mac.
Oh yeah. Now I'm ready to pay you. You ready for this? You the and your mama too. I can't stand either one of you. I ain't lying, I'm telling the truth. I feel the same about your grandmama too. I got the ex-wife blues. 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 For 7 years I went through hell. I'm married to Jezebel. Girl, you took me through so much pain. So much pain, I almost went insane. Even the first day we were married, you act a fool in front of my boys. I should've listened to my homeboy's man when he said you got hell on your hand. I got the ex-wife blues. 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 Now that we've gone our separate ways, you still throwing that old in my face. Still trying to control my world. Even won't let me see my little girl. I'm gonna wait till she get a little older. I'm gonna tell her how her mother stole her. I know you think I'm gonna give up and quit, commit suicide like your last husband did. I ain't gonna let you get me
sugar babes. Are you prepared for all weather, everybody, at the moment? I hope you're all right out there after Agnes. Has Agnes gone now, or is Agnes still wreaking havoc?
Gone, I think.
Okay, thank you, Harvey. He's the man who knows
Jules looks
these
like
things.
she's still in summer mode.
I know, look, she's in a vest.
Always.
In a vest. It's freezing in here. I have to have it icy cold or I fall asleep on the desk.
It's good.
And they have to come in and hit me with the big Vic and Bob pan. One word's mood for Emma from Surrey on the train on her way to work. Energetic. Energetic on a Thursday. Are we feeling energetic in this room?
No, only had half a coffee.
I'm getting there.
Getting there? Okay,
Yeah.
I'm building up to it.
Yeah.
These are the big three things that you wake to today on Thursday, the 28th of September. Fabulous listeners. It's 6:43. Jules, what have you got?
Well, I've got big news for fans of the Shrek films. You can now stay in the swamp for a holiday in the Scottish Highlands. No. So it's described as a mud-laden, moss-covered and murky-watered oasis. So my first question this morning is, does it come with a talking donkey, a gingerbread man and 3 blind mice? And do you get to shout, "Get out of my swamp"?
Oh, very, very good. Let's see the pics. That looks amazing. I'd love to stay
I think
there.
it sounds gross, man.
No, it's not actually a swamp, look. It's not real swamp. It's like his dwellings. Look at that. It's beautiful.
Oh, yeah. It looks
There you go.
amazing.
See, it looks amazing.
Oh, so it is going to be good. Okay.
Okay,
Not
thanks.
a proper swamp.
Harvey, what have you
Well,
got?
if we're talking about big things, Zoe, have you seen this huge teddy bear in Cambridge? He's 2.5 metres tall and he was abandoned at the local tip. Lily Hurley was at Milton Waste Recycling Centre in Cambridge. She spotted the bear and, of course, couldn't bear to see him left there. So she began a rescue operation and managed to cram the bear into the back of a Seat Leon. And she's given the bear to her mum, who said, well, it's a bit of an inconvenience, actually, as it now takes up her entire double bed.
Oh, look at that.
Look, and he looks so sad.
I know, he
in
does
the
look
back of
so
the
sad.
car.
It's amazing what you can get in the back of one of those cars. My son has one of those. Sometimes I'm like, how many people have you got in there? It's always legal. By the way, on my way into work today, just around the corner from Wogan House, I stopped for a little sit down because someone's put out a load of chairs they don't want anymore.
how thoughtful.
And I met a man who was just like, I might take this office chair. So if anyone's needing some chairs, around the corner from Wogan House, there's a bench. There's a nice grey one. There's a red one, I think, as well. I've just played a different bed. No one will notice. And from bears, folks, to pigs. Katy Perry is joining the cast of Peppa Pig. Did I ever tell you I was the delight of meeting Peppa Pig once? She was absolutely fabulous. Katy Perry is joining the cast. This actually happened. Apparently, Katy loves watching the show with her daughter Daisy Dove. So producers have invited her to be in the 20th anniversary special. She'll be playing a character called Miss Leopard in a 3-episode spectacular called Peppa Party Pig Wedding Special.
Easy for you to
That's
say.
not so easy for me to say. I do love Katy Perry.
Yeah.
What a lash she is. I watched a lot of Peppa Pig over the years. All together now. What's Daddy Pig?
From 3.
The music's all set up and we're ready to go.
Johnny Walker brings you sounds of the 70s.
We'll chat to some of the 70s biggest stars.
Glenn Campbell was going to give Eddie Van Halen a guitar lesson.
And did it ever happen?
Oh, yeah.
Susie Quattro.
And Mickey said to me, you're going to be doing Top of the Pops because you're number one. And I screamed to the house bell. What a feeling that is, you know?
Sounds of the 70s with Johnny Walker.
Sunday afternoon from 3 on Radio 2 or listen anytime on BBC Sound.
I was walking down the street one day. She was just a glimpse so far away.
It's a Miracle. Remember dancing to that in Skindles back in the day in Maidenhead. We there. 6:49. One word mood, so happy. Our wonderful Noah turns 11 today. How has that happened, Hannah and Ian and Harrogate? Happy birthday, Noah. I hope you have a fabulous day and are spoilt for about a week. Drag it out as long as you can. Tim says, one word, Zoe, warm. It's not cold, Zoe. It's still T-shirts and shorts weather. You and Jules Lang and Mike Sport. I'm going, I want to be in my, when Harry met Sally, you know, when she walks in the park and it's all autumnal and she's got the hat on and the polo neck, and I'm ready for autumn. I want to do a deep dive into my cupboard of jumpers. Anyway, I like a season change, you see, and I like to know when it's happening. Now, we love this from our mate, Nadia Hussein, was on Morning Live yesterday with Gethin and Michelle. She's on with us soon, I think in a couple of weeks, to talk about her new book, Simple Spices. They were chatting about pets and if they like listening to music.
We've got a budgie called Rafe and we have a blue-tongued skink called Ein, and they both love listening to Zoe Ball on Radio 2. She's their favourite.
Oh, I've always loved Nadia. Thank you so much. But it's nice to know that there are some animals who listen to our show. We're wondering, are your pets listening right now? Do they have a favourite feature? Perhaps pick your own playlist or Jay's quiz. Or perhaps they're not so keen on The Breakfast Show and they actually prefer Vernon Kay, Jeremy Vine. They're in love with Joe Wiley. Let me know your pet's preferences. 88291 on the text or WhatsApp 08000 288 291. What do you mean this is absolute nonsense? It's Thursday, for goodness sake. And we're all feeling giddy.
First left me, I didn't know what to say. I never been on my
and smile. 6:54. Jules has your travel.
I do, thank you very much so. We're going to start in Scotland and Glasgow, one lane out with a broken down vehicle, and that's the M80 eastbound junction 16 for Craighall. So that's in the roadworks area. Stirling and Doon, the Bridge of Teeth, the A84 is closed for an accident at the moment. It's been closed since the early hours. And then to the north of England, the A688 closed in both directions for an accident from Staindrop Road, which is the Oakley Services roundabout, to Evenwood Lane. Lincolnshire and Stickney, the A16 main road is closed both ways. There's been a vehicle fire, so that's Pinfold Lane to Northlands, affecting you between Boston and Stickney. Leicester, A5460 Narborough Road North, that's closed both ways for a police incident from Upperton Road to Hinckley Road. And we did have a text, didn't we, from Pete, the Suffolk trucker.
Glad you said that.
Yes, and he was on the M6. Not sure where you are, Pete, but there is a big problem on the M6 southbound. An accident is closed from junctions 3 to 2 Nuneaton to Coventry, and one in out with a breakdown as well, southbound 4 to 3, which again is the M42 to Nuneaton. London and Croydon, Wellesley Road is closed northbound for the incident. That's since yesterday. The Fairfield Halls roundabout to St Michael's Road. Angel Edmonton Road is blocked as well at the Leaside Road Junction, and Carmarthenshire have got reports of an accident. That's the M4 junction 48 Pontedelice Road around to the Pont Abraham roundabout. And I'm back in half an hour.
That kind of reminds me of that peasant plucker.
I'm not a Suffolk
trucker. I'm a Suffolk trucker's son. There we go. Yeah, next door panicking. They're like, play Mary J. Blige. And stop that.
It shall be done. It shall be done. It shall be done.
Waiting on an answer from God in the book of Matthew.
Lucker. The Prod Squad have come in with the Vic and Bob Pan. Yes, OK, normal service has resumed. Oh, do you remember when Mary J. Blige came in for Friends Around Friday? She was so fabulous. Absolute queen she was. Tomorrow, David Mitchell, Michelle Keegan. She'll be talking about Brassic, my favourite, and Tom Allen. I mean, talk about that for a lineup. Today, after 8:30, Suggs, with brand new music from Madness. We also have the quiz after 8, and coming up, a 7:33. I'll tell you the theme. You know it. At 7:15.
This is Radio 2 on BBC Sounds.
And on your smart speaker.
Play BBC Radio 2.
BBC News at 7 o'clock on Thursday, the 28th of September. Good morning, this is Harvey Cook. The BBC has uncovered more than 150 reports of police officers misusing their body-worn cameras. New research has revealed the extent to which wildlife is in decline in the UK, and artificial intelligence is helping trainee surgeons learn how to operate on brains. A BBC investigation has uncovered more than 150 reports of police officers misusing their body-worn cameras. In some cases, they're being switched off when force is used. In others, footage has been deleted, not disclosed, or shared on WhatsApp. The cameras were introduced in forces across the country to try to improve transparency and trust in policing. The Home Office says police use of cameras must be lawful and justified. Here's our investigations correspondent Noel Tithridge.
Body-worn video cameras have been issued to police forces across the UK in the past decade. But the BBC has learned of more than 150 reports of their misuse from information requests and misconduct cases. It's emerged that cameras have been switched off during incidents, videos have been lost, deleted or not marked as evidence, and footage has been shared on WhatsApp and social media. The National Lead Officer for Body-Worn Cameras says the BBC's findings are shocking, but the vast majority of footage highlights good policing.
A major report by conservation groups has raised concerns about the loss of nature across the UK. The State of Nature paper assessed 10,000 species of plants, mammals, insects, birds and amphibians and found that 16% were threatened with extinction. Among those facing an uncertain future are the hazel dormouse and the turtle dove. The government says there are laws in place to protect wildlife, but the TV presenter and conservationist Chris Packham says they aren't working.
We do have a legal framework. We've inherited that from our time within the European Union, and it should be a robust framework. The problem is that the law is being abused, it's not being upheld, and I think if we look at the laws which surround the discharge of sewage into our waterways, we know that the laws are not in place to protect our biodiversity.
Police are questioning a teenage boy after a 15-year-old girl was stabbed to death on her way to school in South London. The 17-year-old who knew the victim was arrested about an hour after yesterday's attack. Labour has dropped plans to scrap the charitable tax status of private schools if it wins power at the next election. But the party says it would still add VAT to fees and an exemption from business rates would still end. The Conservatives said Labour had been forced into a U-turn. Donald Trump has been repeatedly criticised by candidates for the US Republican presidential nomination for failing to attend their latest televised debate. The governor of Florida, Ron DeSantis, said the former president was missing in action. Another rival, Chris Christie, was booed as he challenged Mr. Trump directly.
Donald, I know you're watching. You can't help yourself. I know you're watching, okay? And you're not here tonight, not because of polls and not because of your indictments. You're not here tonight because you're afraid of being on the stage and defending your record. You're ducking these things. And let me tell you what's going to happen. You keep doing that, no one up here is going to call you Donald Trump anymore. We're going to call you Donald Duck.
During the debate, Mr. Trump was in Michigan giving a speech to workers at a car parts factory. He told them he'd protect their jobs if he was re-elected. National Grid says the risk of blackouts this winter is lower than it was a year ago, but it'll still offer incentives to households to use less electricity at peak times, as our business reporter Lucy Hooker explains.
Despite a handful of days last winter when cold, still weather reduced the electricity that could be generated from renewables, the feared blackouts failed to materialise. The electricity system operator says the likelihood this year is even lower, but it's prepared for potential disruption. It will have one coal-fired power station it can fall back on, And it's repeating the scheme which allows energy providers to give discounts to customers who switch off cookers, washing machines and other high-energy appliances when things are tight.
Trainee surgeons have started using artificial intelligence to learn how best to perform complex brain surgery. It's hoped the AI tool being developed at University College London could be used by surgeons during live procedures within 2 years. Hanny Marcus, a consultant neurosurgeon who's leading the project, said the technology could make surgery safer and more effective.
You could, in a few years, have an AI system that has seen more operations than any human has ever or could ever see. That offers the opportunity for the AI to offer insights that no surgeon has yet acquired. In the medium to long term, we'll see AI supporting our work as surgeons, not just for pituitary surgery and neurosurgery, but for all types of surgery.
And Thursday's weather, sunny spells this morning with showers in the northwest of the UK. Cloud will build in from the west through the day with rain moving across the north and west later. Feeling breezy too. Temperatures will reach 19 Celsius in London, 18 in Cardiff and 16 in Belfast and Edinburgh. So Zoe, Owain needs that coat, doesn't he?
Does
That's
need
the
that.
BBC News.
He needs the blush coat. After all, you see, he knows a thing
prepared.
or two about the weather. By the way, happy World News Day, Harvey. It's official. If any of our listeners have any big news on World News Day, do share it with us, 88291, and we might get Harvey to read them out in his fantastic voice. Thank you, lovely, lovely man.
On BBC Sounds and on your smart speaker.
Morning, Zoe. Is it the quiz today?
Get up, everybody. This is the Zoe Ball Breakfast Show.
It is Jamie Oliver. It is quiz day. He did very well on the quiz. Will you be playing along later on? Speaking of World News Day, Zoe in Cornwall has come back to us. Her one-word mood today is, yeah, she got the job. Spoke to us on Friday, and was it Zoe? Was it Dave? Was he her other half? They were going for the domestic couple role. And if you're saying yeah, well then surely you're getting the job, guys. You deserve a Colin Murray. Yes! And this from Catherine Merry. Oh! And this from Jonathan, our listener. Woohoo! Still one of my favourites. Well done, Zoe. Brilliant.
Just got the call I've been waiting on, telling me I got the job. Just got approved for the new crib, picking up the keys tomorrow. The sun is shining brighter than it ever has, no. Oh, I'm smiling more now than I've ever had. I don't deserve the things you do, and I just can't believe that you keep blessing me the way that you do. You did it again. Why did I? Lord, you did it again. Lord, you did it again. Lord, you did it again. You did it again. Why did I? Lord, you did it again. Lord, you did it again. My sister just got in a wreck, walked away without a scratch. Lord, it was nobody but you. My daughter's about to graduate with all A's. That's good news. The sun is shining brighter than it ever has. Ooh, from the bottom of my heart, I wanna thank you for that. Oh, things you do. Hey, I just can't believe that you keep blessing me the way that you do. I thank you from the bottom of my heart. I thank you from the depths of my soul. I thank you, you did,
Thursday. That's why. Oh, do you remember this? Oh, this is the Pets Win Prizes music. Oh, love it. Dear Dale, we do miss Dale Winton, don't we? What a fab chap he was. Him and Danny Baker. What a Pets Mean Prizes. No, that's a different show, isn't it? I'm confused somewhat. And the Professor, he was the cat who decided who everyone won. I remember once them doing racing snails to a dog pool. Great show. Bring that back. Do they need a host? Maybe looking for work very soon, probably sooner than you think. Now, we're doing this because fabulous Nadia Hussain was on Morning Live yesterday with Gethin and Michelle, and she was talking about how her pets listen to the breakfast show. Thank you, Nadia. Rafe the Budgie, and I think it was Ein, the blue-tongued skink, and sending lots of love to her gorgeous family. Well, Wendy's been on. Alfie, my dog, loves your show. He has breakfast when you start, and we go for a walk when you finish. Oh, so he's with us all morning. Here we go. This is especially for him. There we go. Oh, sorry. Setting them off. Yeah, I know. Sorry. Morning, Zoe. Our blue-tongued skink, called Five, also enjoys listening to you. He hides away when Jeremy Vine is on, though. Martin in Portsmouth. I'm surprised he hasn't wanted to call into the show about such subjects. Baxter, my dachshund, in Evershot, Dorset, is an avid breakfast show listener, says Sue. The pictures of these guys are amazing. Five, the skink, very handsome, as is the lovely Baxter. Hi, Zoe. All my animals listen to Radio 2 all night while I'm at work. Like a little bit of Joe, and then last night they probably listened to the folk show and Trevor and OJ. Brilliant. And then some Oine before I get home. 2 tortoises, 4 dogs. Oh my Lord, that's a huge gang. And 14 ferrets. Quite a lot of you. Very good. Lovely that the animals listen to the show. Not that they have a huge amount of choice.
Some say you can change the ghetto, but you can't. I mean, you can't change the people in there if they don't want to change. Imagine this, imagine that. Everything you want in life, you will never get from the ghetto, cause it's crazy. Most niggas want Rolls Royces, but they get daisies. Imagine this, little kids with no shoes on, and every homeless person I see, I wish I could take them home. But I can't, cause my life is pure misery. Every dollar I make, 10 go back to Hillary and Bill. I guess my life is real, but I know deep inside I was dealt a bad deal. And life ain't fair, it ain't. I don't care, even though I know one day I'll probably be living out of here. But life has no meaning, no meaning. We was born dreaming, but I was born scheming. Imagine this, David Duke as our president. Imagine Newt Genghis as his best friend, and Robert Doe would be his best man. But y'all study looking at us for cocaine. I don't own the plane, I don't own no boat, I don't ship no fucking dope from coast to coast. And most niggas either locked up and in chains. Black on black crime, fool, you know the ghetto will never change. But I'll keep holding on. But the ghetto won't change. I'll keep holding on. These little kids ain't gotta change. I'll keep holding on. This world ain't the same. I'll keep holding on. That's why the ghetto won't change. Imagine life without no rain. No rain. Imagine everybody that you know have the same name, and we all be in sin. Imagine about you killing your best friend. That's how it is in the ghetto, G. Nobody cares about you, her, him, or me. But they quick to point the finger. But what if the shoe or the ring was on the other finger? And the ghetto was good. In the neighborhoods like the suburbs, wasn't all good. That's where the dope be at. And the people in the ghetto live fat. But it ain't all good like that, cause the ghetto is crazy. I mean, the people live like rats, taken from their brothers, their sisters, their cousins. And niggas that kill their own mother behind some rock cocaine. But this is some shit that I don't understand. That bullets ain't got no name, so you better duck, for you be riding in that black truck. And when you take that long ride, leaving the ghetto, trying to get that piece of pie, trying to hustle, trying to make a come up. But in the end, you will get done up. But I'll keep holding on. But the
Wouldn't be me, wouldn't be me. Love doing that. Love a little bit of harmony. Sorry, Mick, if I destroyed that. Simply Red, It Wouldn't Be Me. 14 minutes past 7. So if you ever play Octopus's Garden, it always goes down a storm in our tropical fish tank. Is that a fish texting in? Surely not. 871 on the text there. I don't know if you've read The Cat in the Hat. It could well be the fish. Should we do that one day? I don't know. A 7:33 for tropical fish. We've done crazier things. On the 7:33 today, one theme, 3 songs. You lovely listeners, choose the tunes. It is the 100th birthday of the Radio Times. It was the world's first broadcast listings magazine. Here's a fun fact for you. Radio Times carries listings for the week from Saturday to Friday. It used to be Sunday to Saturday when it changed over. It meant the 8th of October 1960 was listed twice. That's a beautiful thing. Thank you very much. I do love getting my Radio Times. Favourite moment of the year, often the Christmas Radio Times, where you do all your circling. This week, Radio Times featured on the front the fabulous Kirsty Young on bouncing back from illness, returning to Radio 4 and crying for the Queen. She's fabulous. Also, in the 100th anniversary, they did the 100 best shows ever made. Number 1, Desert Island Disc. Number 2, Come Dancing. And number 3, The Archers. How fabulous. Okay, so in celebration of the Radio Times, we want your radio songs, please. You can be creative with this. Think of songs by a mic, perhaps. Songs about the news. Maybe someone with the initials FM, excuse me, or DAB. I know a very good song, FM. Yes, you know the one. Oh, come on. It could be a song title, the lyrics or the artist. Let me know your name, where you are, and a radio-related song that you would like to hear for the 100th anniversary of the Radio Times. 88291 on the text, or WhatsApp me, 08000 288 291.
Yes, babe, we love it.
Saturday afternoon from 3.
It's what we do. It's what we do. Afternoon, Cat.
Hello, you.
Hello, you.
It's actual Rylan.
It's actual Cat.
Oh, I'm so pleased to speak to you.
I think I might sing The Travel. It's my next single. Might do it.
The M25 is closed at Junction 7. It's actually not.
Stop it.
This is Rylan.
And here we are.
Saturday afternoon from 3 on Radio 2. Listen live on BBC Sounds.
Sunday, October 29th, get your dance moves ready because AEW superstar Prince Nana is coming to Memphis Wrestling. Meet Prince Nana at our VIP experience and watch him live. Advance tickets are on sale now at memphiswrestling.tv.
I hear him chat to the noise, move too quick, can't stop for the talking. I hear him chat with the
I think Rylan's in the prime of his life at the moment. He is just a joy. Time to pause for thought. This morning with singer-songwriter Navin Kundra. Good morning, Navin. How are you this week?
Good morning, Zoe. I'm good, thank you. I'm feeling much better this week.
Oh,
and it was really sweet of you to play that throwback song, She's the One, last week for me. Thank you very much.
Oh, I know. It was an absolute thrill to play that for you. What are you sharing with our listeners this week?
Well, Zoe, I was so annoyed with myself last week because I ended up doing something really silly. Whilst running myself a nice hot bath, which is a rare treat for me, I accidentally dropped my mobile phone straight into the tub. No, that's my life. And with every passing second of fishing my phone from the bubble-filled hot water, all I could think of was if my data would survive the plunge. I buried it in some rice and crossed my fingers. The next morning, my phone showed no signs of life, and I was anxious about being off the grid and having no access to communication all day long. I left home totally disconnected. Paying for parking using actual coins at the meter felt like a faff, and buying train tickets using my physical debit card instead of on an app felt strangely retro. But without a phone screen sucking up my attention, I was reminded of the pretty little shopping precinct leading to my local train station. There was a new mini library I hadn't noticed before, and a local theatre advertising an upcoming comedy night. I noticed a woman on crutches trying to get into the station and helped her with her bags through the barriers. All day long, I marvelled at little discoveries along well-trodden paths, noticing changes and details. I smiled at strangers and felt like the world was suddenly in life-size and high definition instead of on a 7-inch screen, cutting me off from the wonders before me. In Hinduism, the concept of being present is encapsulated in the idea of dharana and dhyana, which involve focused meditation. Meditation is a sacred journey towards self-realization and advocates detaching from worldly distractions. Through practices like dhyana and pratyahara, Hindus learn to silence the mind, attain focus, and harmonize with the universe, ultimately achieving spiritual clarity and enlightenment. I couldn't help but feel like I was in a semi-meditative state that day, at one with the world and not being completely distracted by phone notifications. Sadly, Zoe, the rice trick didn't work, and now I've got a new phone. Not only am I keeping it well away from the bath, but I'm open to leaving it at home every now and then too.
I think it's a good thing, isn't it? Sometimes they run out of batteries and you think, oh, what's going to happen? But it can be. Let's put them in another room, put them in a drawer. We can survive without them. Sometimes. Thank you so much, Navin, for sharing with us, my darling. Have a great week and I'm glad you're feeling better.
Thank you, Zoe. Thanks so much. Take care.
You're the one for me.
moment there to Cool and the Gang. Joanna, 7:24. Jules Langer, I love you.
You're the one. Right, better not stop.
Oh, I get no. We're enjoying ourselves way too much this morning. It's Thursday. Come on, work, everybody. What have you got?
Okay, I'm going to say we've got in Scotland and Fife the Tay Road Bridge, the A92, closed to high-sided vehicles because of the high winds, although I believe that Agnes has left these shores. But that is still closed, and there are other closures maybe going in this morning as well. For Stirling and Doon, the Bridge of Teeth, the A84, is closed. That's for a different reason, for an accident. So it's got to be inspected, the bridge. A car hit the bridge, and that won't be reopening until later on. West Auckland and north of England, the A688 is closed in both directions from the Oakley services roundabout to Evenwood. Now, Warwickshire, the M6 is closed southbound for a police incident. 482, the M42 to the M69 at Coventry. That closure has now been extended. Now, trapped traffic is in the process of being turned around. I did have a call from someone sounding really cheesed off, and he's been there for about 2 hours. So definitely one to avoid if you're not already stuck, but trapped traffic is being turned around. One lane out with a broken down lorry, M40 northbound between 16 for Henley and Arden and the M42. Lincolnshire and Stickney, the A16 main road is closed. That's because of a vehicle via Pinfold Lane to Northlands. 2 lanes out with a broken down lorry, M1 northbound after junction 13 for Bedford. There's an accident now on the hard shoulder of the M25 anti-clockwise. After a brief hold, it's all reopened but slow past 27 for the M11. Then finally, an accident's on the hard shoulder anti-clockwise just after junction 17 for Maple Cross, and that queue is all the way back to Watford at junction 19. And I'll have more for you in about 30 minutes.
Good morning to the person who's very cheesed off. I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised, but don't blame Jules.
No.
There we go. Did you call him back and have a chat?
No.
No. Okay, cool.
Stayed in bed all morning just...
You know, girls, there sure is a lot of difference between a husband and a man. When a husband does something nice for his woman, he does it out of obligation. But when your man do something nice for you, he does it because this is what he wants to do. And that's the way it ought to be. And you know, you men don't like to take us wives out, you know. Just ask your man to let you go out with him sometime. He'll tell you some stuff about he's going down on the corner and shoot some fools or something. I bet you can guess what kind of cue stick he's gonna be using, huh? You know, I think that's why most married ladies got a man on the side nowadays. But wait a minute, you fellas been keeping a woman on the side all the time. Tell me this, anybody out there know any faithful husbands? A faithful husband is about as scarce as a teenage virgin, honey. But even when you find a man that try to be faithful, there's always some woman out there waiting to get next to him. But let me tell you, all you women that keep trying to get close to my husband, and some of you keep trying to get close to my man, and that's a no-no. I got news for you, baby. You better check this out. My husband got street feet. That's just one of his many faults. He come home every day at mealtime to eat the food that my man bought. He treats me like a stranger, keep me crying day and night. But my man loves me like an angel and makes everything alright. I wanna tell you women, I wanna make sure you understand. You can have that no good husband of mine, but please don't mess with my man. Listen, girl, my husband is a cheating man. He just loved to play around. Even when our only child was born, the man just couldn't be found. I was lying on my sick bed, I was all doped up with pills. It was my man that came along and he paid the granny bill. I wanna tell tell you women, I wanna be sure you understand. You can have that no good husband of mine, but please don't mess with my man. But listen, I tried to be a good wife, stand right by my husband's side, but I was always a love star. The man left me so unsatisfied. He had so many women, he didn't have no loving left. So I had to find myself a handyman to give him a little help. So I wanna tell you women, I wanna be sure you understand. But please don't you mess with my man. Oh yeah.
So good. It's too late. Carole King, 7:33 on the way on a radio tip. Harvey has your news now.
It's 7:30. A BBC investigation has found more than 150 reports of police officers misusing their body-worn cameras. In some cases, they're being switched off when force is used. In others, footage is being shared on social media. The officer in charge of the cameras says the majority of recordings show good practice. A major report into the UK's nature shows that 16% of species are threatened with extinction. The State of Nature report looked at 10,000 species and pointed to global warming and over-farming as having a major impact. Labour has dropped plans to remove the charitable tax status of private schools if it wins the next general election, but it would still add VAT to fees. The Conservatives have called it a U-turn. Trainee surgeons have been using artificial intelligence to learn how to perform complex brain surgery. It's hoped the tool could be used in live procedures within 2 years. And Thursday's weather, well, sunny spells to start for most of us, but cloud will increasingly form and bring some rain in western parts. And it'll be rather breezy. That's the BBC News. I'm back more at 8.
Thank you very much, Harvey. Mike has your sport. Morning, Mike.
Morning, Zoe. Well, we have to start with football's League Cup and a big shock in the third round last night that was the talk of the toon.
There is the final whistle. Newcastle United inflict Manchester City's first defeat of the season. Handshakes between Guardiola and Eddie Howe. St James's Park celebrates.
I don't know whether we deserved it because there was a game of few chances, but players' attitude was first class. The mentality of the group to win that game wasn't easy, and I have to credit everybody for that.
Yeah, no team has won the League Cup more than Manchester City in recent times. They've won it 6 out of the last 9 years, but the treble holders are out of this year's competition, beaten by a spirited Newcastle side. Eddie Howe's team winning 1-0 at St James's Park. They will now play Manchester United in the 4th round. That's a repeat of last year's final. City's defeat definitely the biggest shock last night that also saw wins for Liverpool, Arsenal, Chelsea, West Ham and Everton. Meanwhile, in the Scottish Cup,
good dummy by Wright, and Jack will score! Right foot, bottom left, and it's a handsome scoreline that's taking Rangers back to Hampden. It's Rangers 4, Livingston 0.
That's how it ended at Ibrox. Rangers convincing winners over Livingston to book their place in the Scottish Cup semi-finals. Hibs and Aberdeen are also through to the last 4. Next to Rome, where golf fans are getting very excited because it is Ryder Cup Eve. The biggest, most exciting team event in golf gets underway tomorrow. Team USA versus Team Europe, who are captained this year by Luke Donald.
Being at home, we know that's an advantage. We know it's an advantage when you're in the US, and it's an advantage to us. That having that support, that crowd behind you is helpful. It picks up your energy as a player. You can feed off it.
Yeah, the Ryder Cup getting underway this time tomorrow morning, all 3 days live on 5 Live. Cannot wait for that. And at the Rugby World Cup, Zoe, Uruguay picked up their first win of the tournament last night with a 36-26 win over Namibia.
Nice work. Thank you very much, Mike. See you in an hour.
Yeah.
Time for the 7:33.
Okay. Okay, your 7:33 theme today on the 28th of September it's the 100th birthday of the Radio Times. A listing of what's on the... I really love the feature where they do Face for the Radio. I may not be called that. Where you see the faces behind the voices that you hear and have heard for so many years. We do love it. 100 years. And a fun fact for you, the Radio Times carries listings for the week, obviously. And they invented the phrase, back to square one. It was to help listeners when they listened to footy commentaries, they printed an image of the pitch divided into squares. So when it was a goal kick, it was back to square one, and that's where it came from. Incredible fact. Okay, what have we got here? Coming up first then, Lee in Darlington, Dom from Manchester, and Sam, who says autumn might be here. Let's have some Donna Summer on the radio for the 7:33. Okay, Dom, Lee, and Sam, just for you.
Someone found the letter you wrote me on the radio, and they told the world just how you felt. It must have fallen out of a hole in your brown overcoat. They never said your name, but I knew just who they meant. Whoa, I was so surprised and shocked, and I wondered too if by chance you heard it for yourself. I never told the soul just how I've been feeling over you, but they said it really loud. They said
Donna Summer on the radio. It's the perfect song. 7:38. Kev in Middlesbrough. I knew you'd play that. I knew you'd play it, Zoe. How could we not? It was very popular, Kev. Chris in Hollow. Yes. So glad you played Donna Summer on the radio. On the radio. So my mum recently found a list of her wedding presents from 1964. This is Susie in Cleethorpes. One of them was a leather Radio Times cover. Did they get that? Does anyone own a leather Radio Times cover that they still use? How terribly fancy. Love to you, Susie in Cleethorpes. I was really hoping that this song would come up because I make no bones about it. I am a huge fan of Steely Dan. Thank you, Simon in Chichester, for suggesting FM this morning on the 7:33. I love this song. Steely Dan, FM, no static at all. Oh, Donald Fagen, Walter Becker, my favourites. Carly in Manchester says, thanks for the 70s music this morning, so. Absolute pleasure. Steely Dan, my favourites. Any excuse to play them. Thanks, Chris, just suggesting that. OK, we have a caller on the line for our third and final song on today's 7:33 morning. Maxine.
Good morning, Zoe.
Where do we find you this morning? Describe the scene, Maxine.
Oh, I'm sitting in my lounge at the moment, just talking to you, waiting to go to work, just the usual things, really.
Oh, lovely. Now, have I got this right, that your gang do like to sit around and discuss what might come up on the 7:33?
Absolutely. We have a little competition every morning when we're having breakfast. Who can guess what's going to be in the 7:33? Yeah, we do, indeed.
What is the success rate like, would you say, generally?
I'd say about 60%. One of us will get, one of the songs every morning. At least one of the songs.
Not bad at all, actually.
Not
very
too bad.
Very good indeed.
We try and go a bit obscure.
Well, that's what I hope the listeners do, go a little bit obscure of the morning. So, as we celebrate 100 years of the Radio Times Listings magazine, and we do songs of radio, what would you like to hear on 7:33?
Could I listen to On My Radio by The Selector, please?
Oh, you most definitely can, Maxine. This has been by far the most popular choice today. Cags in Eastbourne, Claire, Pete, Lisa and Olive in Colchester, just some of the many. Would you do the honours for us then, Maxine, and introduce it?
And this is On My Radio by The Selector.
Beautifully done. Total pro. The Selector on my radio, suggested by Janet in St Leonard's on Sea, Kevin, Bristol, Matt and Loz, and Blue Nose Frank. We want to know why you've got the name Blue Nose Frank. Can you tell us? 2921 on the text. What a name.